Greetings, good evening, everyone. How are you? Got the volume up. So I wanted to talk about self-sabotage. Self-sabotage. Why do we do it? It's like a dirty little secret, but why do we do it? Why do we sabotage ourselves? I wanted to talk briefly about this because I see it showing up over and over and over again, right? I see it showing up in the lives of those that I care about, strangers, family, friends, clients, even some people in our Facebook group. Self-sabotage. Well, what does that have to do with anything, right? What does it have to do with our abilities to take and pass our test? I think self-sabotage is a dirty little secret that we don't want to talk about. We don't want to explore. We don't want to deal with it. We don't want to expose it. We don't want to. We want to keep it in the closet because it's safe there, right? We don't want to. Some of us don't want to take responsibility, or some of us are afraid to take responsibility. The list goes on and on about how and why self-sabotage shows up in our lives. But I wanted to talk about how it has impacted your situation right now. How has self-sabotage impacted you, and what is it? What is self-sabotage, right? Hi, Letitia. Thank you for joining. So self-sabotage is when you do something consciously or unconsciously that ruins something, that blocks something, that prevents something, that destroys something, that hurts something that you say you want, but your actions are not incongruent with that desire, right? So some examples, we know that people self-sabotage relationships all the time, romantic relationships. If you find yourself saying, oh, I really want the perfect man or the perfect wife or the perfect girlfriend or boyfriend, and then when they show up in your life, you don't trust them, or you check their cell phone for cheating, or you're suspicious about everything they say and do, or you deny that they love you when they say they love you 100 times a day, you come up with ways to kind of sabotage that whole thing, right? Hi, Kim. So sabotage in our careers, right? We say, oh, I want to be the director one day. Oh, I want to own my own business one day. Oh, I want to be a school social worker or a school counselor, or I want to work in mental health at a mental health clinic in a community setting. But you won't apply. You won't apply for the job. Or when you get to the interview, you kind of have a negative way about yourself. You almost point out your flaws versus how empowering you could be for this position or this agency, right? So we sabotage our careers oftentimes. We sabotage our desires and goals. Hey, you may want to save $1,000, but every time you get some extra money, you spend it on something that you may or may not need. Or you're not disciplined and you don't tuck money away, or you don't make good investments with your money. But yet you say over and over again, I want to save $1,000. I want to save $10,000. I want to save $20,000. But your actions are not in congruence with your desires, right? We sabotage so many different areas of our lives, right? Friendships, right? Work situations. We sabotage our health. We'll say, oh, I want to lose 15 pounds this year, but every single night before you go to bed, you're eating cupcakes or candy or chocolate, right? Self-sabotage. Why do we do it? It's our dirty little secret. Nobody wants to admit that they sabotage their own success. So how does this relate to test anxiety? Right? So oftentimes we sabotage that as well. We sabotage our desire to take and pass this test. How do we do this? And why would we want to do it? Why would we want to sabotage the very thing that we want, that we cry about, that we worry about, that we pontificate about, that we commiserate about. Why would we want to do that to ourselves? We don't think it's ourselves, for one. We blame others. We blame the situation. We blame the test. We blame the study material. We blame our education. We blame our professors. We blame whomever. We blame the books. We blame our arm or hand that can't write the information fast enough. We figure out someone or something to blame. And then because of that, we start doing behaviors that confirm this belief that is the other, that is them, that it's her, it's him, it's that, and it's not us. But when in fact, we are responsible for sabotaging it all on our own. It doesn't matter if you had a terrible professor. It doesn't matter if your study program is the worst, that you're saying is the worst in the world. It doesn't matter if any other person or any other institution or thing you feel dishonored you or didn't support you. When you decide that they are the problem, you are sabotaging your own success. We have to take responsibility for everything that we do, everything that we decide to take action or inaction about in our lives. We have to take responsibility. A lot of times when people have test anxiety, they do blame people. Okay? If you can admit that to yourself or ask yourself, do I blame other people? Do I blame my spouse, my brother, my cousin, my uncle, my friend, my study material, my study program? Do I find that I'm blaming? Do I say I didn't get enough, or they didn't offer enough, or they're not doing enough? That's blame, right? Do I blame it on the coffee that I drink or the tea that I drink? Do I blame it on the situation that I had? Do I blame it on my health? Do I blame it on my environment? Do I blame it on my supervisor? Do I blame it on my coworkers? When you are stuck in blame, right, it fuels the self-sabotage. Now you have a reason not to succeed. You have created a reason in your mind that sets you up to say, I don't have to succeed because it's their fault. It's this or that, but it's never me, right? So self-sabotage is, if we want to break it down, we have to admit that we are participating in our own demise. We are participating in our current condition. We have to take ownership for that, or we won't propel ourselves forward. And so that's why in this group, I'm always asking questions, because I want you to get some clarity. I want you to get some confirmation that you may have a part in this. Someone said in the Facebook group that they, when they study with people, they like to use the first few minutes to kind of catch up and kind of vent about their day, kind of vent about some of the things that are going on at work or at home. And I suggested that you don't even do that, because we get stuck in that feeling. You have to completely submerge yourself in a cleansing of the mind if you want to get rid of your test anxiety. You have to decide right here and right now, I'm not going to think a negative thought. I'm not going to speak a negative word. And so even if I spend 10 minutes commiserating or venting about what happened at work, or what a coworker said, or what my boss said or did not say, then I am setting the energy already up to go work against me. I am sabotaging myself, because I am creating neural pathways and connections that continually make my default mechanism a negative one, that continue to keep me in a negative thinking pattern. So we want to break that negative thinking pattern. So it is that deep. It is that intense that every word, every thought, every action needs to be positive and uplifting, so that you can reframe and rewire your brain. It is that deep. When it comes to test anxiety, there is no reason why you can't pass. You are intelligent. You have the information. You have the knowledge and the skill set. What is keeping you is the mindset that the negativity, the negative thinking, the limiting thinking, the self-sabotage is keeping you from being your best self. I need you to get that. I need you to understand that that is the core. But I guarantee you, my clients, the people in this Facebook group, and those that are not in this Facebook group, they have a justification every time. No, that's not me. I've tried that. I've done that. That doesn't work. And sometimes trying something one time doesn't work. You have to be committed to the transformation of your mind. You have to be committed to it. You have to know that practicing meditation once or twice a week, or just practicing it 3 times and say, oh, this doesn't work, and give up. You have to be committed to being consistent. This is how you reframe and create new neurotransmitters, synapses, connections in your brain. You have to take the steps to do that. You have to, and you have to trust the process. You may feel like, oh, this is not working. You got to keep plugging, keep going. Meditate every single morning or night, whatever is your fancy. Take some time to calm your brain. You cannot continue to give your brain more stuff to think about and never calm it down. You have to get homeostasis. You have to reach for balance in order for you to get clarity. It's as simple as that. If you're constantly studying, reading, getting all upset and confused and exhausted and overwhelmed, you're doing yourself a disservice. You need to incorporate the balance. Now, your friends may not need to do this. Your colleagues may not need to do this. Your supervisor, all the other people that you know simply may not have to do this. But because you have anxiety about your test, you need to do it. You need to do it. Don't compare yourself with your friend who can drink 10 cups of coffee and not sleep at all and wake up and bust out the test. Don't compare yourself to her, because she may not have the narrative that you have. She may not have the neural connections that you have, that default to worry, that default to overwhelm, that default to stress and anxiety. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. People do say, oh, study with someone who failed and together. I say no. I say don't, because that person will take you down a downward spiral. Their intention is not to do that. But if you're not strong enough mentally, just because I'm not saying anything negative about you, but if you know that you have the propensity to go down that downward spiral, don't allow people in your space to take you there. Right? You need to divorce yourself from certain people, certain energies, certain experiences, so you can get this thing going on. Right? I want to see you pass. But I want to see you pass with a knowingness that you got this. Not with the stress of, oh, I got to pass. Oh my God, I got to do it. No, know that you are going to be okay. That you can master this examination, that you can lean into this examination, that you can dominate this examination, that you are at one and at peace with this examination. It has no power over you. It doesn't define who you are. You get to do that. You get to define that you are intelligent, that you are positive, that you're good, that you are worthy. You get to determine that and lean into that test. Take it, master it, dominate it, and know that you're going to, when you hit send or end, you'll see pass. But when you have doubt as you're taking the exam and you're thinking, oh gosh, was that the right answer? Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. Oh my God, I can't remember. I just thought about this last night. Oh, I can't remember this. This is terrible. Oh, I'm going to fail it yet again. When you allow that downward spiral of thinking to happen, and you don't stop that downward spiral, it'll get worse and worse, right? So the minute you have that first thought of, oh my gosh, I can't do this, and then it goes deeper after that and deeper after that, I want you to stop it. Talk to your thoughts. Tell your thoughts, no, I don't need that thought right now. I need an encouraging thought. I need my inner wisdom to come up. I need my inner power to show up. I need my inner coach to be my guide. I don't need the negative inner critic right now, because if I listen to you, you will make me upset and overwhelmed and confused and memory lost and scared and all of that. So stop your thoughts. You can do your own your thought stopping process. You can envision a stop sign. You can envision your hand coming up like this. You can just simply say out loud, stop it, stop it. I don't need you right now. Thank you, but I don't need you right now, right? So trust the process. Trust that you have an amazing brain, an amazing mind. You can capture what you need to capture. You just need to relax. So your nervous system, remember, your nervous system is what got you all uptight, right? We know that test anxiety has your nervous system out of whack. And so you have to do the things that calm your nervous system. Stop resisting that. Stop resisting the idea that if you meditate, if you do self-hypnosis, if you do guided imagery, if you do affirmation, if you do journaling, if you do nature walks, stop resisting the idea that that is not going to work. Embrace the idea that that is essentially important to you overcoming this worry, this doubt, this confusion, this shame, this embarrassment, this procrastination, right? That is key. So yeah, I came on a little bit late and I'm so apologetic. I got caught up on another phone conference. I said I was going to be here at 8:30. So I do apologize, but I'm sure this you can catch the replay. I just wanted to reach out with you all, to you all tonight. So take care. God bless. Peace and love.